All right, guys, today I'm going to give you 3 different lighting setups that I used for a recent portfolio shoot for a model in a modeling agency. Okay. And I actually modified those 3 basic setups to get 5 different looks. Okay. And I'll explain that in a minute. So I took those 3 separate light setups and I changed them up a little bit to vary up the resulting photos, and I'll show you how I did that. So we were looking in this first look, we were looking for sort of an edgier fashion look. The inspiration that was shown to me was a high key, bright white backdrop look, wet hair, that kind of thing. So immediately I'm thinking I want to use hard light for that. So I'm going to use a magnum reflector, which in this case I'm using the glow magnum reflector that I got through Autorama, and I'll leave a link below to that. Really nice hard light. I did use the sock on it for just a slight bit of diffusion. You don't have to. I just wanted just a very little bit of diffusion, right? And the way that I set it up for this shoot was it's a little off center, right? I've got, if you look in here, you can see the catch light is just right above the pupil. So you want to raise it or lower it till you get the catch light just right above the pupils. Now, if I could go back, I probably would have centered it directly above. This is similar to Paramount lighting, right? Butterfly lighting. You can see I'm getting the butterfly under the nose there. It is hard light, so I'm getting hard shadow under the chin. But it's a very flattering type of light, and you really can't go wrong with it. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. For the high key look, though, I've got 2 Explore 300 Pros on the backdrop with Godox 10 by 36 inch strip boxes. Now, do I wish they were a little bit longer? They're going from here to here. I wish I could get them from top all the way to the bottom. Longer strip boxes, and I do have longer ones, but they're huge. Okay, they extend way out like this, and they come way down here, and they start taking up a lot of room. So look at the way the hard light is hitting her eyes, especially models with light eyes. I like to do beauty shots like that too, and that segues nicely into the next look. For the headshot, the agency came up to me and said, we want a beauty. There was a high key beauty headshot, wet hair, whole look. I don't have to change a thing with that. Okay, I can do that. And I don't need to even do this, but I brought this silver reflector in, and I put it right underneath her chin here to reflect light right under there, just for those hard light shadows that I talked about earlier, right? And I get this, and it brings actually an extra catch light in the eye. Now, I probably would have wanted the catch light to be more down here, right? You just lower the reflector a little bit. It was a little bit high on this one, but no one's looking at her portfolio and going, oh, well, that catch light in the eye is a little bit too high. Like, throw that shot out, right? No one's doing that, except for other photographers that want to be trolls on social media and point out people's faults, right? And you guys can all kiss my ass. Could I have gotten a little bit lower? Yeah. You need to watch something you need to watch out for, right? On to the next one. So I told you earlier 3 different lighting setups. So the first lighting setup was this high key setup with the hard light and the glow. I modified that to get, for the headshot, right, to get this look with an extra catch light in the eyes using this reflector underneath, right? Same lighting configuration. So it's actually 2 different setups in one there, okay? So this is the same setup. Let's turn this light off, and let's turn this light off so we lose that high key look. Let's move you a little closer to the backdrop, okay? And so she's maybe about 3 feet off the backdrop instead of way out here. She's more like right here. Closer to the backdrop, turn this off, leave this one on, and the resulting shot is that. And so all I did, I took this configuration and I turned that light off and that light off, and instead of getting this shot, I got that shot. And I moved her a little closer to the backdrop. And so it's just a way, you got to be thinking about those things when you're doing these shoots. It's the same outfit, it's the same model, it's the same hair, but it's a completely different look, right? This one, and what was it, this one? So the vibe is just completely different. And she can use this in her portfolio as well as this. And it looks like two completely different setups. It's really the same setup. I just turned off a couple lights. So the next look, you cannot go wrong with the jeans and the leather jacket. Classic look. In my mind, it never goes out of style. Okay, it always looks good on men, women. They can wear here. She's got nothing on underneath. You could have her or him wear a tank top, nothing. She could females could be wearing a bra underneath, like something lacy underneath. Anything goes. They can be wearing boots, tennis shoes, whatever. Always looks good. In this one, I kept it simple. I'm like, oh, I need to simplify. I use the high key setup, and I only use the 3 lights because I needed that high key look. For here, I just stuck with the 1 light. I turned the V flat into, its original purpose, I guess, was not to be a table, but as a more of a reflector, right? And I'm using that to fill shadows on this side, right? So I'm using 1 light to light her from this side, okay? And then that light is going to hit this over here, and it's going to bounce off over to here and fill shadows on this side. Otherwise, it should be in complete shadow on this side, and we lose detail. So it's almost like having a very subtle, another second light over here. You're just reflecting light off of this light surface back onto the shadows, retaining the detail. The resulting shot is this right here. I like it. It came out beautiful. You can see there's still lots of detail on this left side over here. Plenty of detail, and she's lit from right up here. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So for headshots, this one, the easiest thing in the world is to use 1 light for headshots and a reflector underneath, either like I had over here for this, a silver reflector underneath, or in this case, there's the resulting headshot. I used a V flat and folded it up into a table, right? Now, this is just the behind the scenes shot. I did bring this light. This is the key light, 34-inch beauty dish. I brought it directly overhead, right? And the model was sitting here. I might have had it off to the side a little bit. I can't remember. But the key is you want to angle it downward, so into this reflector, right? So it bounces up. And I'm saying reflector, this is acting as a reflective surface, right? It bounces up and fills shadow under the chin, so you don't have that hard shadow under the chin. Like I said, this light, I would bring it more directly overhead to give you that sort of paramount lighting. It's more flattering to light straight overhead than from the sides, especially if they have bad skin or whatever. When you light from the side, it's going to create shadows on any blemishes, and they're going to be more pronounced, okay? Now, the problem with this shot, the way that this setup is, and I'm talking about I used, just this one light here. I used 3 lights, and I should have kept it simple. I used these backlights, and my thinking was I wanted this to hit the sides of her hair, right, and provide that hair light on both sides, and won't that be cool and everything. Ultimately ended up being a mistake, because if you look at the shot here, beautiful shot of the model, lit the eyes real well. The chin under here, you can see there's no hard light, we were using soft light anyway with the softbox, but I've got it well lit under the chin, right? But what happened here, it's fine on this side. I lit the hair over here, but what happened over here? You see this over here? What are these things? That's that back strip box back here shining through her hair, gaps in her hair, and it's making these little highlights here on the side of her face. In my mind, that's a mistake, okay? So sometimes less is more, okay? It would have been better maybe to just have the 1 light back here, put it further behind her, provide, a little hair light back here, and then another light either over here, the key light out front over here, or overhead, right? Trying to get fancy, I just made it worse, okay? So especially when you're doing multiple looks like that and you have limited time and you're on other people's time and everything, keep it simple. Like, all you need is 1 light and a reflective surface to reflect under the chin, and you're good. You don't need all these other lights. Okay, guys. So leave a comment. Thanks for watching. If you're still hanging in there now, I really appreciate you. You guys have a good one. And I always give it a like, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. That always helps more than anything for my videos to get seen. I really appreciate it. Thanks.